that feeling of being torn in two when it's,
Yeah.
you want to be with your baby who's hurt and upset and needs you, but you have this professional face and, any other shoot that I could have rebooked for another day, I would have, but you can't
Yes.
ask someone to not cancel their wedding or not turn up to take their
I
photos. So
know.
you just have to go on, put that professional face on. So I went, did the job, and then, came home for lots of cuddles.
Oh. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast, The Prudence Network. And I hope everyone is having a lovely time. I am so excited for today's episode because we are having a real needed conversation for me and many others, especially for moms who are building something but may feel unseen or unsure about showing up. And yes, so I'm your host, Prudence. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about visibility and what it really means. Why so many women struggle with it or have no idea there is something like that, or how you can start showing up confidently and authentically in your own space. So joining me today is Abby, and Abby is a brand photographer and visibility strategist, I would say. Is that so, Abby?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Who works with quietly ambitious female founders, often moms in business. So these moms are women who are amazing at what they do, but may feel hesitant or uncomfortable, maybe not really sure about being visible. So this is where Abby comes in. She combines strategy and confidence building to help women become the face of their brand and showing up authentically. Welcome, Abby.
Thank you, Prudence. I'm so happy to be chatting to you today.
Thank you. Do you have anything more to add to your introduction?
No, that's pretty much it. It's all about being the face of your business.
The face of the business. That's amazing. Okay, so to you, like an icebreaker, on a scale of I'll post it later to I have filmed this 20 times and still won't post it, where do moms fall?
Ooh, there's a real variety.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny you said that because that's an example I use all the time, that people will film and film and film and go over so many times. And then, they'll get to the point, they filmed it 20 times and then it still doesn't get posted. It sits on the phone, it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
And I hear that from a lot of people.
Mhm.
But it's easy to get over with
Yes.
little steps and little nudges in the right direction. So, and
Yeah.
that's what I help people with.
Do you think it's about not really being confident or there is something stopping them?
It's definitely confidence. I think a lot of women aim for perfection, and
Yes.
actually, particularly when we're looking at social media content. So I work with visibility across all sort of marketing channels, but social media is obviously a huge part of that. And
Mhm.
what we need to remember is that it's gone. Like, people are scrolling past in a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Nobody's kind of dwelling on it, looking at
Yes.
all the flaws and faults. So that perfectionism is not really needed when it comes to social media content. It's more about getting it done. But I think, there's a confidence issue behind it that stops people from doing that, and that people find it quite hard.
Yeah, I think that's me because I can take a photo. Before posting, I have to zoom and all that, like, is everything perfect? Oh, I think this one is okay, this one is not. And I delete and I post it again. So there is a point I'll just say, well, whatever, I'm posting it. So I think so many moms, even in business, they do have this syndrome. I'd say syndrome. Yeah. The other thing, what's one thing you used to overthink that now you don't?
Oh, I mean, visibility completely. I'll probably delve into my story a little bit more in a minute, but
Yeah.
I was invisible for a long time in running my business. I've been doing this for coming up to 16 years.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a long time to build up to where I am now. People are always surprised to hear that I used to be invisible because I'm everywhere when you look at my
Yeah.
website, my social media. And I used to overthink every single little detail. So visually, you look at stuff and criticizing all the little elements, and then also speaking on camera, I would be overthinking, little stumbles, getting a word wrong. But that's how I speak in real life. And so I've realized actually there's no point trying to be perfect when you meet me in real life, and I'll probably trip over my words in real life. So, but yeah, overthinking was definitely stopping me from growing my business and being as visible as I needed to be.
Nice. So 2 points is go for it, just post, and don't overthink it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And what's like a real behind the scenes mom moment while trying to show up professionally? What's behind there? And you see the face, but what's really behind the scenes?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot going on when you're a mum, isn't there? And we're
There
juggling
is.
lots. And I mean, certainly from visibility when I'm on camera and stuff, I've shown this a few times that I'll try and find a nice neat corner in the house to film.
Yeah.
And then you turn the camera around and there's a washing basket full of washing. There's food packets where the kids have helped themselves to snacks, and it's kind of finding that. And an actual story, trying to put that professional face on and being a mum. When my littlest was 3 years old, I was on a photo shoot, and my phone kept ringing, and it was the same number, and it rang me so many times that I thought, I'm just going to have to answer this. So I said to people, I'm really sorry, these people are clearly trying to get hold of me. And I put them into a school club, holiday school club, school holiday club even, I should say. There you go, stumbling over my words, doesn't matter. So yeah, to put him in this club for the day whilst I was on a photo shoot. And he had managed to trip over and split his chin open, and they'd had to call an ambulance. So the first words they said to me were, we've called 999, but everything's fine. So immediately your heart goes. But I was going straight from that photo shoot to a wedding, and you can't cancel when it's
you
wedding.
Cannot.
So I literally had to call my husband and say, this has happened and I need you to go and get him. But that feeling of being torn in two when it's, you want to be with your baby who's hurt and upset and needs you, but you have this professional face, and any other shoot that I could have rebooked for another day, I would have, but ask someone to not cancel their wedding or not turn up to take their photos. So you just have to go on, put that professional face on. So I went, did the job, and then came home for lots of cuddles.
That's a real behind the scenes. Like you can never know what's going on behind, but still you just show up. You showed up. Oh, bless you. So with your shoots, and if you have like a professional shoot, do you do it by yourself, some of them? Because you post almost every day on your Instagram page. And do you have like a team you work with, or it's all by yourself?
Yeah, so I have a team supporting me. So I'm kind of run my business on my own. So I'm a solo business, but I have a team of people that support me as suppliers, I guess is probably the right word for them. So I have a virtual assistant that I would not be without. So all the admin that comes in and technical things, she can help me with. I have a coach that I work with because I think it's really important when you're trying to grow to have someone that's going to help you focus on where you're going. And I also work with other photographers and content creators for creating my own content as well, because I really genuinely believe in what I do. So I will have kind of a couple of shoots a year, if not more, to make sure I've always got that fresh content. So I really do practice what I preach. And I think it's so important when we're in business as mums running our own business to have that support network around us, because it can be quite lonely. So when you've got that team supporting you, it really makes it
easier.
You feel less lonely, but also you can't do everything. That's the thing is we're mums, we're running businesses, there's a lot to do. And so finding the people that can help you in the right areas is critical, I think.
Yeah, it is. You do need the support in everything you do. Yeah. And getting into our conversation itself for today, what does being quietly ambitious really look like?
Yeah, so I always sort of categorize the people that I work with in that way, because for me, they are taking their business seriously. They know they're capable. They know that they're brilliant and they know that they have potential. So they can see this success ahead of them and they're ready to go and get it. But that's the ambitious bit.
Yes.
Then the quietly bit comes in, because a lot of the women I work with hesitate to say, I'm amazing at what I do. I'm the best at this particular thing. And it is hard because I think we're sort of raised to be modest and, not shout about, how amazing we are. And it's a bit of a challenge, but actually that's what marketing is all about, kind of
Yes.
going out there and saying, actually, I'm the best person to do this for you. And that doesn't mean, I never claim to be the best photographer in the world, but I do think I am the best photographer for women in the southeast of the UK who are that exactly in that description. And it's knowing your niche and knowing who you're the best person for, because there are people out there who need you and need you to show up. But coming out and saying that is so hard, and that's what I help with, is kind of putting that out there.
I think it's very important to also get confidence in yourself and say, I am good at this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if there is someone better, because there is always going to be someone better than you. But it's, if you accept, I can do this and I'm good at this, I think it keeps us moving and it keeps us going forward. That's actually really amazing. And why do capable women struggle to show up?
I find we get two reasons, and there is the appearance side and there is the sort of inner critic imposter syndrome side. So on the appearance side, again, it's the inner critic at work. You said you look at photos and
Yes,
there's that voice inside, and you look at a photo of yourself and there's suddenly a voice going, oh, that doesn't look right, I don't like that, this is horrible. If you look at a photo of your best friend, your sister, a woman that you think's amazing, you're not going to look at that photo and think those same thoughts about them. You're never going to look at a photo and go, oh, I hate her nose, or she needs to lose weight, or she's awful. We just don't do that to other people, but we do it to ourselves. And it's learning to kind of silence that inner critic, because nobody else is judging us in that same way that we judge ourselves. So there's that appearance side, which holds people back. And then there is the confidence and the imposter syndrome. So, and I find this a lot as well. I know you sort of speak particularly about mothers on the podcast. And I think a lot of mothers have gone through transition when they kind of started a business. So a lot often come from the corporate world, have a family, start a business for flexibility. And then they've changed their identity. So they've been this corporate businesswoman, then they've become a mother, then they become a mother running a business. And that identity means that identity change means they sort of struggle with who they are and what they stand for. And the imposter syndrome can pipe up, sort of saying, do you really know what you're talking about? Are you the right person to be talking about this? And again, it's learning to sort of silence those voices and really look at what you have to offer. Because if you're in business, once you've had your first client, you've got clients. There's someone out there that needed your service and needed what you offer. And it's remembering that they chose you for a reason.
Yes.
So looking at those people that need you, they're the ones that need you to show up, and remembering that, and not listening to that inner voice that is going, don't do this, you're not good enough.
That voice is always there. And I think most mothers struggle to show up because of the balance, trying to balance family and the business, that mom guilt, like I'm not spending enough time with family or even with my partner, my husband. And how am I going to come out of the shell completely? Because I'm trying to, but it's really hard. So do you think there is the right time as a mom to come out of your shell and start something? Or you recommend maybe when a child is in reception class, you can start your business, or you can start even when you're pregnant? Do you have anything to let our ladies know?
It really depends on your situation and what you're doing, I think. So I think if you feel that urge to start a business, then go for it. You will never regret it. I think the time of when that is right is different for different people. Certainly once your children are, reaching school age, you get more time.
Yes.
If you've, I mean, obviously some children are in nursery, so we can have time then, but if you're kind of juggling that sort of, part-time preschool or whatever it is, it can be a bit of a juggle. But it evolves over time, and this is something I see a lot with the women that I work with, and this is where they struggle a little bit with identity, because you go from a mum who started a business for the flexibility around children. So you're kind of like a mum first, and then the business is there because either you needed the income or because you wanted something sort of to challenge your brain outside of motherhood. And both are valid reasons, and often it's both. And then slowly over time, your children start to need you less and your business starts to grow. So it's a definite evolution,
Mm-hmm.
and it changes at different times for different people. And I think the main thing is to try and not feel guilty because
Yes,
we always do.
we
You're
always
guilty if
do.
you're working and you're not spending time with the children, and you're guilty if you're with the children and you're not working on the business. And
Yeah,
actually, it's just going, do you know what? I can't do both at once. So just enjoy what you're doing at that moment, whether it's working on the business or whether it's with the kids.
whatever it is, just go for it, and not to wait as well,
Yeah.
depending on your situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's such a
But also
powerful,
don't feel the
yeah,
pressure, I would say, because if it's, I look back now, I have teenagers, and I
yes,
think I did start the business for flexibility, but then you also want to grow it and you want to make a success of it. And I think, was I around as much as I could have been? We'll never get the chance to live it again. And, I think I had some time with them. I never missed, sports days and that kind of thing. So that's what running my own business gave me. And
yes,
equally, you put your heart and soul into it, trying to grow it. And, could I have worked fewer hours and spent more time with them? Probably. But yeah, it is what it is. And I think just go with what feels right to you.
mm,
What you don't want to do is kind of get to a point where you're looking back and regretting the choices you made. So just try and go with your heart and what feels right in that moment.
that is really hard. It's really hard trying to balance, because you don't want to miss the part of your children's lives. At the same time, you want to go after your passion or your dreams, and with the cost of living as well. Some are going after the money and saying, I'll see this kid's stuff later. And there are moms who really die of that guilt. I really need to be there for my children, and I need an income, or I just want to challenge my brain. So I think there is such a powerful connection between like visibility and identity as well. So now on to identity. What identity shifts must happen for visibility?
So yeah, visibility is all about identity. It's all about
Yeah.
having a personal brand and knowing who you are, what you stand for, and who you're doing it for. Um, and I see a lot of businesses, women in business, making the mistake of trying to please everyone all the time. Because particularly when you're growing a business, you don't want to be turning business away. So you try and sort of make yourself for everyone. But
Yes.
what ends up happening is you're sort of diluting your personality, your voice, and what you offer. And actually, you'll find you're so much more successful when you hone in on what you actually do, who you stand for, what you believe in, and who your ideal client is, because they feel completely seen by you, and they understand that what you're offering is you're the perfect person for them. If you dilute, no, it just becomes a point where it's not pleasing anyone.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, you try and please everyone all the time, then you end up pleasing no one. And it's a cliche, but it's totally true. So it's about understanding that you can't please everyone. So who are the people that you particularly want to work with, and focusing on pleasing them. And that does require some reflection on your identity and understanding, yeah, what do you stand for? What are you passionate about? What are you trying to achieve with your business? Having opinions as well, because yeah, opinions are going to upset some people, but as long as the people that you want to work with are in agreement, then you're doing the right thing.
dear, like this people pleasing, it's really not good, especially on social media, because it's all about likes. Like, how many likes am I going to get? It's not about where is my business going, because a like, it is a response, but people can see you even without a like. They can see this business can go from here to here without even leaving a like. So let's not be the people pleasers, because we really like doing it unknowingly. So I think that's a mindset shift we need to have. And how do women rebuild confidence after losing themselves? Because what we're talking about today, some people were visible before and then maybe it just went flat. So how do they then rebuild confidence after losing themselves?
Yeah, there's a few things that you can do.
Mhm.
I think being secure in that identity helps as well, particularly if you have, I know this doesn't apply to everyone. Some people have their
Yes.
business, have their children whilst they're running that business and, come back to it. But I typically see a lot of women, it is that shift from corporate world, have the children, start a business.
Mhm.
And one of the things I see people losing confidence over is that because that identity has changed, they fear the judgment of that corporate world that they were in before. But actually, if those aren't your ideal clients, you kind of need to just forget
Step
about them,
away.
and just focus on the people that you want to be serving now, and sort of that's who you're speaking to, and that's kind of who you're for. So remembering who needs you is kind of the key thing. I also love the power of affirmations. And I work with my clients on this a little bit. So if there is a voice inside that is saying, you can't show up and say this or do this because of whatever it is, and it might be appearance, it might be imposter syndrome, whatever that thing is kind of looking at that and then flipping it to a positive affirmation. Let's say that's a great example that I just used of, the judgment of, your previous life, the
Yes.
people you worked with.
Before.
So we flip that and we say, my previous corporate colleagues are not my ideal client. I'm now confidently showing up for my ideal client and the people that I want to serve, and that's who I'm here for. And so we can turn it into a positive and use those affirmations.
Mhm.
I speak positively. I speak confidently. I am great at speaking on video. I'm great at showing up in photos. Whatever those positive affirmations are that you need to hear, that are kind of countering that inner voice, because it's so powerful. You say that to yourself in the mirror every morning, you'll start to believe it.
Yes.
And also knowing how to show up is helpful as well. So I do a lot on my Instagram around posing tips and lighting tips, because I always say that confidence in appearance it's a real kind of contradiction almost, because here I am telling you, well, your ideal client doesn't care what you look like. They're not judging your photos the way that you are. But then actually it does matter, because if you see a photo of yourself and you don't like it, you're not going to share it. So it matters to us. So even though it's not important to our clients, if we can show up in photos and on videos in a way that we feel happier with, by following posing advice, lighting advice, talking on camera advice, all these things, then we're going to feel more confident as a result, and we're far more likely to use that content. So those are the things that I kind of suggest to people is kind of the affirmations, knowing who you're speaking to, and then kind of following those practical tips to kind of really make sure that you love what you see. And practice is the other thing, really, because I used to say practice makes perfect, and then someone came up to me when I was doing a talk one day. I did a keynote, and they came up and they said, I disagree. Practice doesn't make perfect, because perfect doesn't exist, but practice makes better. And I was like, do you know what? Actually, I love that, because I'm always telling people, don't aim for perfect, don't overthink. So for me, it's practice makes progress, makes better.
Yeah.
You do it once, the next time you do it, it'll be easier for you. So just those little steps forward are what's going to make a difference.
I think someone needed to hear that. Also, I think confidence is so much linked with visibility. And as you have said, that we need to affirm ourselves every time, because the world is not going to tell you. The world is not going to just a few people, your family, friends, but Instagram is there for everyone, and not everyone is going to be nice to you. So I think tell yourself, I can do this. I'm confident, and practice makes it better. I have learned something new today. All right. So there are emotional costs that comes with staying hidden. Do you know of just a few you may want to share? What emotional costs? Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I deal more in the practical side and the
Mhm.
business side. So the
Yes.
costs to me of being hidden are more to do with the limits on your business.
Mm.
And the when we look at businesses, we look at small businesses, solo businesses, the ones that are most successful are the ones where you have the business person or the founder showing up and being that personal brand. And so it definitely leads to success. From
Mhm.
an emotional point of view,
Yes.
I guess it's probably, again, it's going to affect confidence, because actually the more you show up, the more it really is like a positive
Mhm.
spiral upwards, I guess is the word
Yes.
I'm looking for, because you find the people that are right for you because you're connecting to them. They're seeing you, they're getting to know you, like you, and trust you, and they're more likely to book you. And then when you get those bookings and you get those connections, you actually realize I'm here and I'm helping. So
Yeah.
it really does have a positive impact on confidence, because we work with the people that we know need our services, and then we see them being helped. And that is just such a boost, I think, for women.
Mm. Yeah. So what then happens when ladies finally show up, like, I'm here now? What really happens?
It really, really makes a difference. I've seen it
Yes.
in my own business. This is one of the reasons I do what I do. I talked about it briefly earlier. So I was hidden for the first sort of 7, 8 years of my business. Like, you would not find me anywhere. No photo on my website, not on my social profiles. My motto was, I prefer to be behind the camera.
Mm.
I thought I was taking the photos, and I shared the photos that I took, but nothing of me. And
Yeah.
then I realized that was quite hypocritical. The more I work with business women as well, I was like, I'm asking them to show up, but I'm not doing it myself. And I was like, I need to start practicing this. And when I did, so I did it more out of a needing to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
And when I did it, I started to get fully booked months. I was connecting with more of the people that I love to work with and that needed me. And I see this with my clients as well. So I literally have clients that have come back to me and they've said, like, I've shared, a couple of photos, literally a couple of weeks after their photo shoots, and they're already seeing more inquiries coming in, more bookings. The reason is because by being out there and speaking to the people that want to hear from you, showing your face, they suddenly feel seen and connected, and they know that you're right for them.
Yeah.
You think of choosing a business, you look at two businesses, and one is a lovely smiley face.
Mhm.
She's out there, she's telling you why you are the person that she needs to work with. And then you've got another one that's just a logo, and they say, well, we work with people like you, but we also work with loads of other people too.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to go for that one that's speaking directly to you, and that's lovely smiley profile, and that is connection. That's that building the likability and the trust, and that's what then brings people into your world. So I 100% see it with my clients that they increase their bookings, but yeah, also I see their confidence grow as well, because it is that sort of profound effect. So
Well done. Well done for coming out after 6, 7 years. And
yeah,
wow, that's such a long time from behind the scenes.
absolutely. And I share that a lot. I used to not share it because I was always a bit
Yeah.
embarrassed, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I shouldn't really be doing what I'm doing if I didn't do this. But I was like, actually, it's so important, because if there's someone out there listening to this today and their profile picture is their logo, they haven't shown their face anywhere, and they think, oh God, I'm just so scared to do this. And then I'm coming out and saying, you need to do it. And then they go and look at my social profiles and my face is everywhere. And they're like, well, it's different for her. I'm not like her.
Oh,
Actually, no, you are. I was you, 8 years ago.
before.
That was me. And I've done it. And it was hard. And I went through this process of, I used to say, I hate being photographed. And then I was like, oh, I've learned to embrace it or tolerate it, learn to like it. And now I'm like, I love it. Like, I love being on camera. I love showing up. And it's, I sometimes think, oh, does that sound big-headed? But I'm like, no, because it's working for my business and it's working for me. And I'm so happy to have found that. And I love, so passionate about helping other women go through that journey as well and find that for themselves.
Wow, that is so profound. So it's about the face, like you showing up.
Yeah, it's about you as a person. So yes,
Yeah.
it's seeing your face, but it's also those, like I say, it's knowing what you stand for and what you do, and having that identity, that clarity in your identity as well, because visibility can take you so far. And actually, this is another evolution my business has gone on. So probably 5-6 years ago, I was just doing photos for businesses, and I wasn't doing so much on the strategy side. My background is actually in PR, so I kind of have this marketing background, but for a massive brand, I was working for British Airways. So, it's very easy to promote a brand that bills themselves as the world's favorite airline.
Yes.
And actually then taking that and to, little old me or, the women that I work with, it's actually very, very different. But I realized that I had these skills and I was helping people show up more. And it sort of evolved because I realized that they're just taking the photos and putting the photos up wasn't enough. It's about that, having that clear messaging, knowing who your client is, knowing what you stand for, and that kind of whole personal brand. So it is about the whole personal brand. It's about the identity, but also putting your face out
Yes.
there. So that's that kind of, it's all wrapped up in, who you are and what you stand for. And that's what connects people to you.
Yeah, it's a connection. Like you showing up, they easily connect.
Yeah.
They cannot really connect with a logo.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
that.
different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's a simple step for busy moms, like the first step for busy moms? Because they do have the idea, they have written down like pages and pages of ideas, and they are really busy as well. What's a simple first step for them?
In terms of visibility, the first thing, so whatever your next step is, like whatever that thing is just outside your comfort zone. So there's going to be some people today that are listening to this that are like I described, that they're not out there at all. We see a business and we have no idea what the person behind that business looks like.
Mm-hmm.
For them, I wouldn't be saying, suddenly put your face everywhere, go on podcasts, become a keynote speaker, that's too much of a leap. So for them, it's just, what's that tiny little step outside your comfort zone? And that's probably going to be change your profile picture. So your profile picture, take the logo off, put your face there. So that would be the first step for that person.
Yes.
But there's going to be other people that are running a business that are probably further down that line. So they are, perhaps the person in their profile picture, they've maybe got their face on their website, they're showing up a little bit on Instagram. So I would say to them, like, what's the next thing that you just think, oh my goodness, that fills me with fear. It's just outside your comfort zone. And that might be, for example, maybe going live on their Instagram page or speaking on camera if they've only shared photos so far. They might already be doing those things. So it might be, well, put yourself out as a speaker or, put yourself out as a podcast guest. It's going to be different for everyone, but the question I would sort of say to your listeners is like, go, right, what's currently within your comfort zone? What are you currently doing in terms of those things? And then what's that one thing that's just that little bit further that needs you to nudge your comfort zone? Because you'll just nudge it a little bit and then you've done it and you'll do it another time and you'll be like, okay, that's now in my comfort zone because I've done it. So then you do it again until, that's how it works in increments. So it's not suddenly go from here to leap up here, because that's just impossible. It's just those tiny little nudges.
Yeah, tiny little steps.
Yeah.
That's realistic and doable, but I think it's really hard at first step. But for me, I cannot really go on live for some reason. I don't even know why. I can record videos, I can record myself, but the fact that people are watching me live, I have no idea why. But I'm gonna need to step up my game and try even a 2-minute live and see if there is someone listening and just interact with that person and see how it goes, because that's the world we're living in. It's
Absolutely.
digital. So
yeah, can I say two things on that? So
yes.
the first thing is that's exactly what I work with my clients on. So we kind of look at where are they now? So are they that person that's completely invisible, or is there that one next thing? And then we look at, okay, what would be the thing that makes, for example, for you, what would make going live easier? So you're great at this. You're talking, to me on a podcast.
Yeah.
You could go live with someone else, and then it's not just you talking into the void. You're just having the same chat, but live. That might be a good step for you. So we look at those kind of like little next steps. I also have a story that I think will be helpful for you
Yes.
about going live. So I go live quite a lot, sometimes with guests on my profile, interviewing them, and sometimes just me showing up, chatting on a particular subject that I think is going to be useful to my audience. And again, to the outside world, you see someone doing these things and you're like, oh, it just looks so easy. And I never do that. And I did this live one day, and then I could feel myself. I put it on, and I think I had 2 people joined it, and then they sort of drifted off, and I was sat there talking, and I was just like, I feel like I'm rambling and I've gone off on a tangent and I don't know what I'm talking about. And I suddenly realized I'm live, but no one's actually watching this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to stop. I'm going to bin it, and I'm going to start again in 2 minutes. And so I took a breath and I thought, right, I made a quick few bullet notes, like, what do I want to actually talk about? And then I started filming again. And then someone showed up to that live and then messaged me afterwards. What I had said on that live really, really resonated with her. And she was like, right, I need this. I needed to hear this today. And then she said, oh my God, you're so amazing. I don't know how you show up
You did
live
it.
like this. And I was like, well, let me tell you a story, because actually you saw the second version. What you didn't see was 10 minutes before, when I'd shown up, rambled, got completely lost, but actually thought, you know what? No one's watching anyway, so let's just do it. And it's good to go live earlier. So I think on Instagram, you can go live once you've got 1,000 followers. And if you've got 1,000 followers, you're probably going to go live and you're probably going to be joined by like 1 or 2 people, and then people drop off. And those people are your followers who love you and love what you're there for. And it's just like talking to them as a friend. It's not like you're going to go live and suddenly have like 200 people watching. So actually do it now, because the bigger your account gets, the harder it is, and the more like you have to have more people following. So yeah, just do it, and then the next time you do it, it'll be easy.
Yeah, the fact that no one is live, you're just speaking maybe with one person on the live, it makes me feel like I'm not making sense, or I'm not drawing any attention, and it brings me really down. I have tried it, but I don't know why I expected so many people, yet I don't have much following as of yet. So it's better I just start now, and my confidence will build up as I get more following.
Yeah. There's things you can do. So advertising it beforehand helps, like posting about stories if you want people to join you. If you don't want people to join you, like you literally do want to practice, don't advertise it, just show up, because you probably won't get many viewers. But if you do want more viewers, because I know that feeling like you're sat there talking into the void, but it does get played back later. There are also reasons why it works for you, because it pops up as a notification for you. You get up there on the circle. So there are reasons why it's a good thing to do. But yeah, it is like that push outside your comfort zone. And yeah, to start with, you do have low audience numbers, but you never know, that one person that shows up, like in that example I shared, is the one person that needs to hear from you today. And that person went on to be a client of mine. So they needed to hear from me, and it absolutely worked. So going back to your people pleasing point and about having, all the likes, sometimes the numbers are not what's important. So for me, in that example, I failed on that first live. I started again. I only had one person, a few people joined in, but one person that kind of watched and actually then messaged and said, right, I needed to hear this today. We carried on chatting, and then she became a client. So didn't matter that I didn't have 100 people watching, because the one person that I needed to be watching and that needed me was there. It's the same with posts. Sometimes I see clients of mine hold off putting sales posts up, so actually talking about their business and what they've got to offer, because those are the ones that get the fewest likes. But if one person books your services as a result of a post that gets 2 likes, that is worth as much as another post that you shared
Yes.
that's got 100 likes. So it's knowing what your goal is and going for that.
Wow. Yeah. I am learning, and this is very good. This is very good, because it shows that even that one person can change your business. That one person can share your video. A lot can happen through that one person. Yeah.
Exactly. And you can change things for them as well. So
Yes.
it's not just, you're there because you want them as a client, but actually they need you. And this is the point with visibility. It's not just about you and boosting your business. It's about the people out there that need you. You're hiding away. You're keeping your services from them. You're keeping your help from them. There's someone out there now that needs what you have to offer.
Yeah.
And you just need to go out there and offer it to them.
Yeah. All right. So we have authenticity now. Authenticity it's often misunderstood. So what does authentic branding actually look like?
For me, it's about, again, it's going back to that client that you want to work with,
Yes.
and true to them and true to yourself. And again, that whole thing of not trying to please everyone, because we can try too hard to try and please all the people, and actually we should be focusing on that niche of ours, that client, and what we stand for. But it's also about having the confidence in your beliefs and not trying to show up as someone that you think you should be. So you'll see from me today, I'm in bright pink and colourful. I'm always in colour. And probably early in the business, I would be a bit more, I guess, what I felt was professional. And I realised actually no one really cared what I was wearing. And if I like colour and it makes me happy, and actually it's become a part of my brand, and actually people know me for it, it's really worked for me, because I just wasn't true to myself, because I was, dressing how I thought I needed to dress.
Yes,
to be
for people, not for yourself.
Exactly. So it's knowing, it's about not, my mind's gone blank for the word. I'm perimenopause on my head. Okay. I lose words. For yourself, like, as it's being true to yourself. So
yes,
don't let yourself.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Yes.
So don't let yourself be shrunk, basically.
Yes. Don't shrink yourself.
Yeah. There are people out there. There's again, another cliche saying, but I love it, is your vibe attracts your tribe. So there are people out there that love you for who you are and what you do. And I've now realized, actually, when I show up in pink and colors and, my true self, the people out there that resonate with that and like that are there for me. And actually the people who don't like it, do I really want to be working with them?
They have to adjust.
Not for me. So
yeah,
it's about being your true self. It's also like your voice, and what you say. So I'm not one that swears very much on my Instagram, because for me, I'm not a massively sweary person anyway, and I don't think that's right for me with my clients. But there are people out there that you see that are quite sweary in their language. If that's right for you and right for your client, go for it, because again, don't hold back.
Yeah.
Don't kind of try
your swearing words.
Exactly. So it's about being the person that you are and the person that your client needs you to
authentic. Yes. Be real. Be yourself.
Be real, yeah. And know that the people are out there for you. There's a Dr. Seuss quote that says, I've got to remember it now. The people who mind don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. Which I love, because if they're important to you, they're going to love you as you are. And if they're not who you want to work with, then their opinion doesn't matter.
Yes.
Forget about it.
Yeah. There is a saying, be yourself, the world will adjust. So I think just be yourself and just go with the flow. Everyone will follow. Those who like you, they're going to come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So Abby, this has been such a powerful conversation. I really loved it, and I have learned a lot. So visibility isn't just about being perfect, but being better. As you have said, that practice makes better, right? Not perfect.
Yeah.
And also, it's about being willing to be seen. And to every mom listening right now, or everyone, because I believe you may just bump into this, even if you're a man, a woman, a sister, anyone, you don't have to wait. Just start from where you are. So before we close, Abby, what would you want to say to a mom listening right now who knows she's meant for more, but is still holding herself back? I know you have answered some of the questions about this, but this is specifically to that person who is still holding herself back.
Just go for it. You
Yeah.
won't regret it. You, again, coming back to that perfection thing,
Yeah.
let's not aim for perfect. Let's just aim for experience and progress. You might try it and it might not work out. But you know, that's what failure teaches us. And so, but actually you'll probably find actually it will work and is right for you. So just go for it. Put yourself out there, take that step and believe in yourself, because I genuinely think everyone is amazing. They all have their amazing talent. And for everyone, coming back to that brand thing, there is someone out there that needs you and what you can offer. And you're depriving them of that if you don't do it. So
Yes.
do it for them, if not for yourself.
Yes, thank you so much, Abby. So, where can everyone get hold of you? Do you have like an Instagram handle? I will pin it, I will post it in this podcast, but you can just say as well.
Sure. So I'm on at Abby Moore UK is where you'll find me. And I also have a guide to visibility, which is completely free, which would be the main thing I would suggest people go to if they are listening to this and thinking, right, I want to take the next steps, but I don't know what they are. There's 5 practical steps in there that are going to challenge you slightly, but in a gentle way to help you be more visible.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abby, for taking time to be with me today and everyone else listening.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. So, hopefully, one day we will meet.
In person, yeah.
Well, in person, of course.
I'd love to.
All right. So, thank you, everyone who's been listening. So, don't forget to comment if you have any questions. I will just move them over to Abby and I'll answer you back in the comment section. And have a beautiful day, everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye.